Hello everyone, it's me, Hyperwars here, and welcome to Rising Phoenix F1 Season 4.5, round number 1. We are here today for USA, and once I can get the stream link in the chat, everyone will be readying up for today's race. First things first though, is just a quick welcome from me, and to let you all know that if you don't follow us already on Twitter, please do. It's at RP Racing League. So yeah. Anyway, stream links almost in the chat because I'm just getting there, and then we'll go from there straight to the standings, which should be quite simple because obviously we've only had one race so far. Good luck to all the racers involved in today's race, and please keep in mind that I'm always looking at the chat, so I'll happily, come and read and stuff. My links in chat, everyone's ready up. We are ready for the USA. Oh, goodbye, Cobalt. Just leaving the party. Oh well. Anyway, went for the last two people, which being Splinter and Willow, of course. 17 drivers here today. Can't wait for today's race to start. Unfortunately, no Black Phoenix this week, and I can't remember who else is unavailable, but someone else is unavailable. Oh, it's always Chaos, that's it. Anyway, we'll tell you the standings now. So Radar is in first place with M// in second. Both of them, let's see, on 25 and 18 respectively. In third is TJ with 15. In fourth is Jordan with 12. Fifth, Deadwood with 10. In sixth is Splinter with 8. Seventh is Buttons Back with 6. Eighth, after a penalty, is T Funky with 4. And tied in ninth is Flex Marcel and Bazooka Joe, both on 2, as Bazooka Joe got fastest lap. Anyway, we're here today at the United States. COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Yeah. Anyway. Who is the other person who's not? Oh, it's Big Boy Juan. That's who else isn't here. Anyway, as for constructors, Ferrari's in first with 27, Alpha second with 18, Toro Rosso with 15, then McLaren with 12, Racing Point with 10, Mercedes with 8, Haas with 6, Williams with 4, and Renault with only 2. Which is kind of depressing for Renault. So basically, if every team apart from Red Bull has scored a point, which interests me quite a bit. So it shows that the whole constructors really could go to anyone at this point in the season. Obviously, it's only round 2. You don't. It's not going to be won at this point. Unfortunately, it can't be feasibly. It can't be won until round 4. Anyway, it looks like the first person out was TJ, so we're going to go watch him for today's hot lap. Well, for his hot lap at least. Toro Rosso driver had a good debut in Rising Phoenix last time out. Got third place, quite a way behind M// and Radar. However, with penalties being very strict here at the USA, you could really see, well, possibly him gain a position or two, heck, even getting the win from penalties alone. Or he could prove that he has a hell of a lot of speed and can really fight for that win. Obviously, his teammate here, J-Jig, also coming out for his first race of the season, as well as Big Slater, wherever he is on the list on the left-hand side. Oh, near the bottom. Wait, no, it's not. Where is Big Slater? Oh, there he is, in 8th. Me gets confused where Big Slater is. Oh no. And most drivers coming out on the soft tyres, so possibly we could be seeing some rain later on today. Or it's just that drivers know the softs are the best tyre, I don't know. It's their decision, not mine. How's their yellow flag in sector 3? Oh, it's just Big Slater going slow. Anyway. And to the start of the lap, our man goes. And Luke Bond supporting his I believe his friends, T-Funky and TJ. Let's hope that they can have some good luck. And I believe that is Jordan's wife or girlfriend, one of the two, also in the comments section, saying good luck to Jordan. And obviously, oh, he's invalidated. Great one. Let's move to Jay, because I'm sure Jay won't get invalidated. This commentary sucks. you know a league's good when the owner is just like, yeah. We don't commentate here because we think we're good. We commentate here because we can. Girlfriend. Jordan just needs to put out that ring. I mean, let's get back to the F1, not Jordan's love life. Thank you. Anyway, speaking of Jordan though, after surprisingly not winning after not winning the championship, he's actually the best runner from F2 last season at the moment in the championship. You know, he's up. Oh my Jay. I don't know if that's just some bad cornering speed or what, but he's got Anton Bennett right behind him. So we could expect Anton to get a much better lap than Jay. There's yellow flag in the second and third sector. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on over there. We'll have to wait and see. But as we can see, Jay's going to come through and Anton beating it by a mile. Kasuk's also behind Splinter. Both of them, I believe, on a lap. Yes, they were. And Splinter on the hards. We can already see a good little gap forming between most of the drivers here. Buttons back coming into third, 1:32. So I believe today's lap times will be in the 1:31s/1:30s. However, I can't confirm that for you, as is that Jay? No, it's not. It's Kasuk's in a wall. It was somebody in a wall. I don't know who, because I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. Go with there. 1:31 from Redar, putting him 2 tenths in front of Anton. Currently his championship rival, well, technically F1's a championship rival, but the guy who's right behind in the championship slash had an invalidated lap. Willow's also not on a flying lap, and Jordan's going to come through with his hard lap in 1:34.4. So 0.8, sorry. So 2.4 seconds off Buttons back on the softs. That is interesting, as Kasuk's come through with a 1:32 dead on, which is a very rare occurrence to see. Big Slater not on a lap. TJ is, as his teammate Jay comes into the pits. He's run out of ERS there, so the last little straightaway won't be too good for him, but it is a 1:32.1, which puts him right behind Kasuk's and just in front of Buttons back. Willow gets a 1:41. Not the greatest time in the world, but well, I'm sure he can improve on it. Slash also on a lap, has run out of ERS as well here. And I believe this will be a 1:32.5. Oh no, 1:33 dead on. So he is bridging the gap between the soft runners and the hard runners so far. We'll just move back down and see if T-Funky has started his lap. I think he's just about to. Flex Marcel also is on a lap. Well, I think we'll keep an eye on him for a little while. The Ferrari man currently in 17th. Obviously, many positions to gain in this 20 session with just under 11 minutes to go. TJ did try and set a second lap time there, but didn't improve on it. Unless that was his second lap, I'm not too sure. Looks like Sprinter improved to 1:35 dead on, as Marcel also in the 1:32.1s, tying himself with TJ. Deadwood Bears just started his lap. James is on a lap, and so is T-Funky. And welcome the guys at Jacko Car. Very great to have you all here, and good to see that you're supporting both Jordan and Splinter. It's always nice to see. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on T-Funky for now. While seeing if anyone can improve their lap times so far. Anton's coming out for another outlap, and so is J Jig. Obviously, James and Edward both still on a lap, so they could set something quite beautiful here. Obviously, that's if they can. Don't want to put unnecessary pressure on. Sorry about that. And T-Funky with 132.9 being the slowest of the soft runners, currently inside the top 10. We're going to move on to James, as he's turning around. Oh no, he's invalidated. Move to Deadwood then. Coming around the triple right-hander. Looking pretty good so far. What can the Racing Point man do? His teammate is currently in 12th position on the mediums, as Deadwood comes through with 132.3. Again, just in front of Button's back. I mean, wow, the amount of people just beating Button's back today. And I don't know what Splinter's doing, but he's just improved a minute ago to 134.4, going in front of Jordan and getting that 10th place. J Jig on a lap, oh, or maybe not. Well, at least Big Slater is at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on Big Slater. The Renault with the pink helmet. Why does it feel like all the Renaults have pink helmets? Every time this is just a personal thing, but every time I commentate a league race, someone in Renault has a pink helmet, and one person in another team has a pink helmet as well. There's always like just two drivers, that's it. No more, no less. Always two. But one of them is always in a Renault. Just a personal thing, like, I don't care what colour helmets you have, but it's just very odd. Oh, those aren't the track limits, Chief. I really don't think they're the track limits. And somehow that's got him fastest lap. Wow. Can officially confirm track limits are bullshit. And the stewards may be having a look at that lap after this race. Obviously, if the game allows it, there's not really much I can do. However, we'll have a look. As, yeah, Conal doesn't do the same. Anton has retired at the last corner. Oh, he crashed into the pits. Yikes, is all I'm going to say. That's just a big yikes. As Conal sets a 133 dead on, as well as MMA Slash, who was obviously on the mediums for his best lap. Don't know if anyone else has improved so far, but Button is on a lap. Slash is also on a lap. Actually, where's Button? Button's here. Where's Slash? Okay. I mean, all I can see at the moment is TJ about to start his lap. He's the nearest man to the start-finish line. I also think that Jordan is coming out to start his. Yes, he is. Along with Cassocks. I don't know if Cassocks just improved there. No, he didn't. So that must have been the Red Bull of RP James starting his lap. Anyway, we're keeping an eye on MMA Slash for now, to see what this man can do. I feel like I say that a lot. Just something that bothers me a bit. Yeah, so the yellow flag in sector 2, I'm not too sure what's happening up there. But we'll keep our eyes on Slash, and also see if anyone else improves on their time. As Slash goes from 10th all the way up to 5th with 131.9. It looks like a lot of drivers will be fighting for these top positions here, as TJ is trying through the 3rd sector, I believe T-Funky just behind him. It could... oh, it definitely isn't his teammate, because his teammate's not here. But yeah. So TJ possibly helping his friend out for his lap, possibly giving him some slipstream down the long back straight. And slipstream DRS very powerful in this game. So he'd want to, really use that to his advantage. Buttons back, not on a proper lap. T-Funky obviously has just started one. Jordan did improve. I don't know if he improved that. Yeah, he did. So he's improved up to 133.6 from his 134.8. Splinter is also on a lap as Radar just sets a 131.1. These guys all really trying to one-up each other at the moment. J-Jig also on a lap 2. Then the half of the other half of Buttons back is about to go into the pits himself as Splinter moves up into 14th for 133.6. J-Jig has he somehow already invalidated his lap? I mean, all I'm going to say is that's mad, because it actually is. T-Funky, let's see if you've improved at all. Well, currently your first sector is better. Oh no, it's invalid. Never mind, it doesn't matter, it's invalid. Anyway, Willow did improve to 132.8. So that's moved him into 11th position. His teammate currently in 10th. T-Funky for 133. That's not really going to improve him too much. Splinter's obviously in for an in-lap, and Jordan is starting his flying lap. Radar, I think, is going for another lap here, which would be rather interesting considering, he's oh no, never mind. He just had hot lap on for no reason whatsoever. J-Jig starting a brand new lap. Jordan also on a lap himself, so I believe we'll just flick between these two here to see what each of them can offer for us. Splinter probably going back into the pits as well. T-Funky probably doing the same. So we'll keep our eyes on J-Jig. The Toro Rosso man currently in 17th. 1.3 seconds off the nearest man, I might add. So he really needs to really push for this if he wants to get any sort of good time. A few people are on their outlaps, so they're trying to get out of here before the rush really happens. Conal, Deadwood, both of them really pushing for that rush. And that's the fastest time. It looks like the top 12 all on the soft tyres. Again, these softs very good at this track. However, the downside is that if you have to use the mediums, they do feel a lot slower than the softs. And that's obviously a proven fact here, considering that the difference between the soft and the medium tyres, at worst, is a 6/10 gap. Trying to spit that out is really hard, clearly. Especially for someone as illiterate as me. As J-Jig sets a 133.2 and is the last of the soft runners. Conal on a lap here. T-Funky also trying to set some fastest laps. Flex Marcel midway through his. We'll just see if he's improved at all. And yeah, he actually has. So his first sector 1/10 quicker, second sector also a 10th quicker. Well, if he keeps that up, his third sector should be the same, meaning he would probably go down to 6th position here, as Jordan has retired. Don't know if that's on track or in a barrier. And Flex Marcel actually taking 5th here, improving a hell of a lot in the last sector. Deadwood Bears on his lap. Conal doesn't look like he's invalidated his. Let's see if the Haas driver can push himself into the top 10 here and knock out Deadwood Bear. If only, and obviously there's a lot more than just 7 seconds to go. I know we have the glitch, as all commentators do. But let's see if Conal can really push himself here, as it's only 11th, a 1:32.7. I mean, yikes for Conal. As I don't know who Surfanex, I have no idea if that's, I think that's Jordan, but a few drivers choosing to retire now right at the end of their session, so everyone's now out on a lap. Splinter's also chosen to retire, so him, Jordan and Conal all out of the top 10. J-Jig also out of the top 10. T-Funky has retired, confirming that he's out of the top 10 as well. Thank you, the guys behind Jakar, for letting me know that's Jordan. Anyway, looking at this, it looks like it'll be a fight between Redar and Big Slater. I'm also interested to see personally if Willow can make it into the top 10. His teammate currently in 10th position. They're on the cusp of being knocked out, but only Willow and Bazooka Joe have the chance to do it. Will they? That is the ultimate question. As James moves himself in front of Flex and MMA Slash, beating the both of them. Willow puts himself in 9th position. TJ keeps his place, which means Buttons back, Bazooka Joe, Big Slater and Redar are the last 4 guys on laps. The first one round will be Redar, who does not improve. Then we have Button, very quickly followed by Big Slater. Button keeps his 10th position. Big Slater, oh no, that's Bazooka Joe, never mind, my apologies. Didn't see what position Bazooka Joe got, but I believe Big Slater, yes, is keeping 2nd. So I'll do our grid rundown now. Redar in first, Big Slater only a 10th behind in 2nd. Then Cassix in 3rd, Slash in 4th, Anton in 5th, James at 6th, Flex Marcel taking 7th, TJ 8th, Willow 9th, Buttons back 10th, Deadwood Bear in 11th, and Bazooka Joe managed to get 12th. So the top 10 all just over a second of each other. In fact, the whole grid, excluding the whole grid, within 2.5 seconds of each other. And to think that Splinter and Jordan were both on the mediums anyway. So, considering it's like a 6/10 difference in medium and soft on most tracks, Splinter and Jordan really could have been in a chance of at least 12th or 13th. Heck, even a top 10 if they pushed themselves really hard and had that perfect track temperature. That just proves to you that this Rising Phoenix grid is probably one of the best we've had ever. I mean, all drivers within such a small scale. Obviously, each season has been different, but to think that last season, even the season before, we had drivers quite far off the pace of the rest of the field, but here everyone's within 2.5 seconds in quali. It is looking like it could be beautiful. Yeah, I believe Jordan's doing the race. He's here. Oh yeah, everyone goes to AI. Anyway, we'll have a look at the tyre choices for today. It looks like obviously the top 10 all choosing the soft tyres, as well as Deadwood Bear in 11th and T-Funky in 14th. Which is rather interesting, to say the least. Then Bazooka Joe and Conal both on the mediums, along with J-Jig, Splinter and Jordan. So softs or mediums. Basically telling me that it's a soft to medium strat. Or if drivers messed up in like sector 1, lap 1, soft to hards / medium to hards. Anyway, this is the grid we're going to start off with. And how have we already had a disqualification? I'm not proud of you, Jay. You're a disgrace. How dare you? Anyway, if you're tuning in about now, you should also know that F2 is on. So once this stream is done, I'm probably going to go head over to F2. So if you want to join us and watch the F2 guys the last 15 or so minutes of the race, then let me know. Anyway, on to today's race. Jay Reedar starting on pole. Big Slater right behind him in second. Caslick's a bit far behind. Come on, we don't appreciate this. Hurry up. Reminder, people do get penalties for things like this, so we don't want to see people holding up the grid for over 15 seconds. Cough, cough. It's not very sportsmanlike, Chief. Anyway, from this point up in this stream, I'm just trying to be a bit quieter for my sister who's trying to sleep, so please turn the volume up if you can't hear me too well. I do apologise. As always, I don't, mean to be quiet. Anyway, 5 red lights. Round 2. Let's go. As Jordan's just confirmed, whatever Splinter does, he does. Ooh, that's a very interesting strat. As, oh my gosh, Big Slater's had an awful start there, but Slash up the inside. He's going for the position in first. There's a few people running really wide as a Red Bull spun. I don't know if Cass is still alive, but Splinter and Willow and Jay are both down at the back. I think they've made contact. I actually think they made contact. But Reedar first. Then Slash in second, Slater out to third, Bennett fourth, Flex fifth, James sixth, Button seventh is a virtual safety car, and Willow's out. Yikes. Willow is out. And there's already a virtual. I don't know what happened to Jay, but Jay is spinning. I'm trying to get a better view here so I can see his wing. Oh my, Jay is not having a good time of traction here. JG really struggling in his Toro Rosso. There's for some reason been an overtake. Too funky, you're not supposed to do that. But Willow has left the session, so obviously he's out completely. This has actually been pretty decent for Jay Reedar here. He'd probably have rathered a safety car, just to, ruin Slash's tyres a bit more. Because, obviously Jay can choose the pace that he starts the race at. But he gets the fastest lap, which doesn't really matter because this is a virtual safety car during the lap. But it looks like the rest of the grid is rather spread out. The nearest people are Deadwood Bear and TJ. Deadwood Bear just a few tenths behind the Toro Rosso. Following him is T-Funky as Jordan close to the back of Bazooka Joe as well. TJ with a 3-second time penalty already. That was rather quick. I will. Now Jay's got a 5-second. Yikes. Anyway, back onto the front battle here is Anton trying to close in on Big Slater. He probably won't get the move done this lap or even this corner, but maybe by the next big straight he could get the move done. So he's on the back of this Renault. He's got to get past Big Slater if he wants to have a fight with the front two. Big Slater already a second down on the others. This could be Anton's big break. Up into the top three after, obviously, last time out at Belgium, didn't have the best of starts. DNF. Not the best in a league race. Definitely not a 6-race calendar in our mini-season. But every race it's still one to really fight for. Anyway, we'll keep our eyes on Anton. Don't know if DRS has been enabled yet. However, we'll have to wait and see. I didn't see it pull up on my screen. But again, there was penalties, so I might have just misread it. Anyway, looking a little bit further down the field, most drivers are about a second gap behind. Kasuk's close to Konal, who's currently the highest medium runner. So Konal obviously doing well for himself, up in 8th position. Oh, and then he gets a penalty. Konal, I big you up, and then you get yourself a penalty. Oh, there is DRS, that's great. Great for Anton at least. Not too great for the man in front of him though, Big Slater. Oh, wait, no, it is good for him, he's got DRS too. Ignore me, ignore me. Actually, no, I don't, it's on the commentator. JJ also into the pits. Probably for a fresh set of hards. Or softs, if you want to go soft, medium. Oh, medium, soft, medium. As Anton really looking at the back of this Renault here. See, Funking's made a move on Deadwood Bear. I'll move back to it. But Deadwood Bear not looking like he's having the best of time here. Zuka Joe may be able to go make a move on him very, very soon. Meanwhile, looking at the leaders. All 4 of them within close proximity to each other. I don't think any of them are actually going to get a move here into turn 1. So I presume they'll all be waiting for their next available opportunity. However, Konal here is being pressured by Kasuk. I wonder what the Red Bull driver can do to pressure Konal in front of him. Obviously the flying fin here. Well, not as flying as the laggy Konal in front of him, but still flying, nonetheless. Anyway, looking at the top 3 now. I don't know if Slash... Oh yes, Slash does have DRS, so each of them with DRS. Meaning that really it's going to be a slipstream fest between each and every one of them. Big Slater probably going to be the man to try and make the first move here at the moment. As I realise both the Haas's and both the Red Bulls are in the top 10 at the moment. As well as both the Ferraris as... Ooh, Kasuk's with a late break there. Hitting into the back of Konal. Bazooka Joe's also overtaking Deadwood Bear, who's not having the best of races today. Oh, and Deadwood just gets back on Bazooka. Oh, even Jordan's in that fight. Oh, dearie me. This is rather interesting. Have you seen like a massive, even bigger than massive, just a huge battle here at the back? Possibly could cause a safety car at some point. Who knows? And we're going to watch Jordan's. I'm pretty sure he could have made a dive there, but I don't think it's reasonable. And we'll move back onto our top 3 for now, as they're all in a fight. Oh, no, actually we'll move on to Button's back. It's currently being held up by Flex Marcel. Kasuk's still on the back of Konal. But I think Button's got the best opportunity to make a move here. At the moment. He could go for a dive up the inside. He's making the move, the 2 Blazing Phoenix lads on each other. As Flex has been overtaken. But Big Slater's really pushing for Slash here. So Slash has made his defensive move. Slater all being squeezed. There's a fair squeeze. And Slash up, keeping his position. But now really, really feeling the pressure. He's under pressure. Pushing down on him. I can't sing for shit. Ho ho. Bazooka Joe's overtaken Deadwood Bear for 12th position. Deadwood Bear and Jordan also fighting as well. Slash with a 3-second time penalty. I've realised how unforgiving this track is. Who decided to put it on the calendar this season? Naughty me. As James already into the pits. possibly going for the undercut. Well, he is going for the undercut, there's no doubt on that one. As Kasuk's really, really fighting now for this position with Colonel. And we've barely seen many overtakes today, but and you look at position changes, almost everyone's changed position because of a few people, but there are barely any. As Flex Marcel, I don't know what's happened to him, but he is now behind TJ, and it looks like he's struggling. Oh, Anton and Big Slater were going wheel to wheel there, but Slash, oh, he is... No, Slash is done for, surely. Big Slater, is he going to go inside or outside? He's going to go outside. Slash is going to defend the outside. Anton was looking to make the move on Slater as well at the same time. Slash does try and leave as much space as he can. Oh, Slater making contact. But Slater has got the move. Plain and simple. And that Slash down to third. Anton just watching that. I mean, he must have a great onboard view. And he's probably more focusing on the racing himself, but the racing itself. And a Slash is going into the pits, so he's now going to have to fight his way through the field. As Kasuk's did make it past Conal. And Slash, don't know what tires he's going to go on. I didn't notice that James went onto the mediums. So that could be what Slash goes for. It's obviously Flex Marcel into the pits as well. Slash will be out probably behind Splinter here. Oh, heck, even behind Deadwood possibly. Oh no, Deadwood will be behind Slash. So James is actually only just about 6 seconds behind Slash, as Marcel comes out in 15th. So first round of pits is already done. Flex Marcel onto the hard, so he's not stopping again. Slash on the mediums. I don't know if they can go 21 laps, but we'll have to wait and see. As Button trying to close in on Redar. Colonel's a bit too far behind to make a move. Jordan could make one possibly on Bazooka Joe here. And 6 steps back, probably not on. Anyway, Slash up the inside of Splinter. This could be his comeback drive here. And comeback drive is more a fight through the field. Obviously, he's been slowed down by these guys, but also gained speed due to their DRS. So it's really all to play for at this point, as Redar and Slater both facing themselves here. But Redar into the pits. Slater now takes first and has DRS as well. Anton in second. See, Redar wants to get the jump on Slash. We're going to go on board with Slash. TJ also in the pits. Slash has DRS here. Redar is out and he's been beaten. He has been beaten by Slash, who's fighting really hard with Jordan here. But Redar trying the overcut, didn't work. Slash beat him, and now Redar's really going to have to fight for his position back. However, luckily for him, Slash is right in the middle of 2 guys who, it's fair to say, are very defensive and won't give up their position easily. Anyway, I digress. And all these guys are in a DRS train, so I'm sure Redar's going to get this very, very quickly. He's already made the move on one. We can see up there, Slash has made his move on Bazooka Joe and he's doing up the inside. Redar, oh, he's gone for the deep dive. And he's now 3 positions behind Slash. See Bazooka Joe and Jordan here also involved. So they could really start Slash at this point. Obviously, they have DRS at the moment. If they keep it, it could be very, very costly for them. For Slash, obviously. Not that. For them, it'd be good. Anyway, Button's back into the pits. Reed with a time penalty, meaning he's now on the same amount of time penalties as Slash himself. As a safety car. J-Jig has retired. Ooh. So the guys who are just joining the pits, Buchan's back, has really been helped there. TJ also gets him penalty for speed in the pit lane. But now, Big Slater. Ooh, this is interesting. So the guys on the mediums now, well, anyone on the mediums technically can go a little bit longer. But also, they're going to get screwed over by the safety car. However, the guys who are on the softs are also kind of getting screwed over here. Well, who are on the softs at the moment. You know, even if they have a free pit stop, that free pit stop's not going to get them. I mean, maybe it will. I mean, it probably helps Reed and Slash more, but you know, if anything, it's not even going to help Slash too much because Bazooka Joe and Jordan may use this time to go into the pits, slap on a pair of hards, and go to the end. You know, like most other drivers will, or could. So it's really dependent on what the leaders choose, because Big Slater, Anton, and Cassox, well, and T-Funky and Deadwood, probably have no other choice apart from to go into the pits. I don't see that there is another option, because that they have to do that. And I mean, for the top three, it shouldn't be too bad. But everyone else, yeah, that's probably risking a hell of a lot. Even Conal's gone into the pits. T-Funky sliding in there himself. But yeah, Bazooka Joe goes through, and so does Jordan, which means Reedar and Slash both will actually take a high position. As you can see, Slash racing on the exit there. And yeah, Reedar unfortunately can't beat Anton out of the pit. So yeah, Slash has actually won, well, you know, one out of that. That safety car has really helped him. Splinter also up into 5th place now. And a lot of people onto the hards. Even Flex Marcel. I know Flex has actually gone to the mediums. As TJ just overtakes him. Anyway, this is a good time as any to take a swig of water. And it's also a good time to actually close my window because I believe someone's on a bonfire and it smells awful in here. Anyway, back to the stream. So my apologies for that. So to all the fans watching, there's only 18 laps left. You can see what everyone's currently fitted as the tyres. You can see fastest lap here as well. Actually, you know, let's actually have a look at stops. I think that's a better representation. From what you can see here, who do you think is going to win today's race? At this point in time, you know, we're about to start lap 11. Oh, we have another pit person going to the pits. It's Cassox. Why? Oh, he's going for a... How have you lost your wing under safety car? What? I'm just confused. Okay, so out of the people here, obviously with Cassox now, dropping down to 15th. Who do you think's going to take the win? Luke's being a bit unrealistic, thinking it's going to be TJ. Personally, I think it's going to be this front four fight. You know, Slash has actually had to use his tyres at the moment, so I have a feeling it won't be Slash. Obviously, he could really get away well. However, it could honestly be anyone. I think Big Slate has a high chance of getting it. So does Anton. Radar could as well. Too Funky more realistic, but also probably one of the lowest guys on the mediums. See, I think one of the top 4 will get it. I mean, there could be a massive top 4 crashes. T-Funky and Conal, what are you two doing? Okay, so Conal's just weaving and T-Funky's accidentally overtaking him, clearly. And he's a bit close to his arse there, T-Funky, man. You need to get, like, off Conal's arse. Come on, man. Oh, this is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Come on, Slash, hurry up. Like, how slow do you need to go? Come on. I've got this in KPMs. I think the guys who use miles, you're going like 20 miles an hour. Come on. Chop chop. This is unethical unsportsmanlike driving. And it's not that bad, but you know, you don't really want to go this slow. Come on. Pick up the pace. I have a wife and kids to feed. How dare you? Anyway. Is this where Slash is going to go? I mean, it looks like it. Going for the second to last corner. Rather cunning tactic there. I think he's got it. The race has restarted. And at the moment, Slash is keeping that lead. Radar on the back of his man already. I think there's about to be a move up the inside as yes, James has just dived on Splinter. However, also gained a penalty there for that move. That's probably going to be an illegal overtake. As Conal and Splinter lagging with each other a bit there. All I'm going to say is yikes, I don't actually know what's going on here. And T-Funky's also going down the inside, so it's making 3 wide. Splinter backs out of it early. And looking up here with Radar, we can see, well, actually no, with Anton. Big Slate is still on the back of Slash, so he's probably going to be there until the DRS actually comes back into play. Conal's made his move on T-Funky. Needs to have been fighting at it almost all day. Flex has been overtaken as well. Ooh, TJ just giving Jordan a little bit of a nudge there. And also Deadwood Bear. But Deadwood Bear keeps the position. Flex Marcel probably going to want to get back on TJ. Obviously was quite near the front a little bit earlier. Anton with the fastest lap of the race so far. Slashon has 6 lap old mediums as well. Jordan into the pits. Cassix on the back of Marcel. Both of these guys obviously qualifying near to the front today. But now they're at the back fighting each other. Cassix will take that inside line. Flex will have to go back in, tuck in. Big Slater still close to Slash. Radar also looking enviously at that McLaren. Buckner's back, 4 tenths off James. But I think the main man, Big Slater, could be the one to get this move done. Obviously not this lap, but you know, probably next lap when that DRS is back. Anyway, Conal 8 tenths now off T-Funky. Deadwood Bear 3 tenths off Bazooka Joe, who's currently in his top 10 spot. Well, that's in his mind at least. You know, you want to get points in every race you attend, even if it's just one or two. Let's see if I can, Deadwood not having the best of exits there. Unfortunately for TJ, he can't capitalise on it. DRS now enabled for the front guys, so we'll see that. Well, we'll see that down at the back straight in sector, which is basically just sector 2. I mean, come on. Oh, TJ going for the lunge. Cutting the corner as well. Deadwood peeping the move. Actually, I wasn't a corner cut, he just cut most of it. Probably got a warning there or something stupid. Anyway, we can see Deadwood Bear going up the inside of Bazooka Joe. Oh. And then giving it back. But oh no, keeping it. Oh, Bazooka Joe. Oh, Cassocks and Bazooka Joe. Oh, both of them just caught each other there. I don't think that's Cassocks' fault. It's just really unlucky. His big state has overtaken Emily Slash. Slash will keep the inside for the next two corners though. However, then is then forced to the outside. Slater, really keeping him there. Slash will have the DRS though. At the moment, TJ's also overtaking Deadwood Bear. Marcel's on the back of him. Now we're going to ride on board with Radar. He's at the back of this fight, so he's probably not going to get an overtake done. 5 tenths off. The guys in front, all there. Really close together. As you can see in front of you. Slash not really gaining much on Bazooka Joe. On a Big Slater, sorry. About to say Bazooka Joe, and Flex Marcel returns into the pits. I think he's just had enough of America. I mean, I feel that. I really do feel that. Just commentating this race. Oh, pain. Anyway, Bazooka Joe overtaken by Jordan. Obviously, both of them can still go fast slap, so they're not out of the woods yet. Radar still not close enough to make a move, but as you can see, Slater and Slash right up there. 1-2. Not much really happening between them, like they're just all here. Not really doing much. I think that's fair to say. And Big Slater, at the moment, looks like he's quicker than the Slash. I do believe that. However, Slash is just really gaining back on the DRS straights. However, isn't able to capitalise on a move. Conal though, a 3-second time penalty. Splinter 1.3 seconds behind. TJ 6 tenths behind Splinter. Oh, and that engine, it's not even a roar anymore, which is really sad, but artificial roars, please no. Oh, Radar going wide again. This is what is losing him time. Unfortunately, he's just hitting these curbs, which I've seen quite a few times now. And unfortunately, all the time he's gaining through that first sector, he's then losing due to just hitting curbs. Or running a little bit wide. Very unforgiving this track is, I will say. Oh. Anton's going to try something risky in a minute. I have a feeling. We're going to move a little bit back down as we can see TJ going for the dive on, well, going for the move on Splinter. He's squeezed him out. And TJ now into 9th. Splinter down to 10th and still yet to pit. And I'd say if you've gone quite a while on your mediums, you should probably be pitting about now. I mean, maybe, maybe not. Don't know. I'm not him. However, Anton actually looks close to getting this move done. Only 4 tenths behind, and he's been there for the last few laps. He just needs that lucky break. You know, if Big Slater can get away from Slash, even though just like 4 or 5 tenths, it really, really will hinder Slash and his ability to defend from 3rd or 4th. Deadwood Bear probably also going to have a go at Splinter in a moment. But Splinter does have a 3-second time penalty now. Still needs to pit. So does James, probably. I mean, some of these guys have gone loads of laps on the mediums. I don't believe they're going to go to the end on them. I think someone like James may have to go into the pits at some point. That's all Anton looking for moves. You know, he's really trying to put pressure here onto Slash. Deadwood Bear 4 tenths behind Splinter. Not have the best of races, Deadwood Bear, at the moment, but you know, he's still only 1 position off a points paying position. So it's still all to play for him. And moving back to our front 4, Redar has had a good lap so far. I think this could be the one. Oh, Big Slater went off wide. Anton, jeez, that's cutting it close to the wall there. But Big Slater now down to 3rd, Slash taking the lead. As Splinter does go in the pits, he's probably going to the softs now. 17 laps on the mediums. Yep, softs. So Splinter probably going fastest lap as well at this point. Bazooka Joe, a few seconds of time penalties there. As well as Big Slater. See, Anton will have DRS now on Slash, but will be pressured by the big man, Big Slater, as well. The Renault of Big Slater looks to the inside. Oh, he looked for the move. Oh, and he almost turned in on Anton as well. And Marcel says, Deadwood broke earlier than ever. Oh, okay, that's a big sad. Poor Marcel. When you just hate USA and don't want to race. Well, see you tomorrow, Marcel, for RPMP. Anyway, this 4-way battle for the lead. I mean, it's probably going to go down to penalties at this point. Now, I really don't want to just assume things, but at the moment, it looks that way. Out of our 4 leaders, Slash has 6 seconds, Slater has 3, Anton has 3, and Redar also has 6. So basically at the moment, Slater and Anton are in the lead of this battle, in theory. So you have to keep an eye on those penalties. So at the moment, it will be Slater, Anton, Slash, then Redar. Heck, possibly even James, if he's able to get into this fight. If he starts gaining time, which it doesn't look like he will be. But you don't get your hopes down yet. Oh, Slash has been overtaken by Big Slater. Anton, oh no, that was Anton. That was not on. Never in a million years was that on. I'm just gonna someone who's out of the race so far, please message me and say lap 19 Anton. Cheers. I would make a mental note, but I'm currently streaming. And also I'm not very good at keeping mental notes. Actually, I'll just write a note down on here. Lap 19 Antonio. 13. Comment. I was going to say 13 laps to go. It's not 13 laps to go. Silly me. Sorry, I meant message me on PlayStation, but don't worry about it. I've made a mental note. I've made a note, don't worry. I've made a note. Oh dear. I have the giggles today. Just really happy. Oh, Splinter for the fastest lap of the race. Good on you, Splinter. Good on you. Anyway, Colonel's 3 tenths behind TJ. Making that 4 now. And Big Slater's got a 1.6 second gap to Anton, which means at the moment Big Slater could be taking home the win. However, Slash and Radar both still want to be in this fight. And Slash just forcing Anton off wide, giving him an unfair penalty. Oh, things are getting feisty between the two of them. Luckily nothing malicious at the moment, but these two are really going hammer and tong for this position. I don't know if Anton knows he has less penalties than the Slash. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. There you go, look at Colonel as, ooh, him and TJ. I don't know what happened there. I actually don't know what's going on. May just be connection issues between the two of them. I'm really unsure. We're just gonna ignore it for the moment. I'll let them sort it out. I'll give it to them. Let them deal with it. It's none of my concern. Ooh, did a bit of a time penalty there. He's also here fighting Colonel. Jordan into the pits, probably also going for fastest lap now. I've only a few laps left to go. Bazooka Joe overtakes him for 13th. Now move back up as we can see Anton still trying to chase down Slash here. Big Slater gets a penalty, and that will put Anton in the lead. Theoretically. Obviously, Big Slater not being closed down nearly enough. In fact, he's just extended his gap over the last lap from about 3 tenths. As Radar gets another time penalty there. I think if Slash gets one more warning, it could be him as well on the chopping block. It's Anton with the dives. James into the pit. Anton not keeping the position as they get a flag in sector 1. I'm not too sure what happened, but somehow Radar isn't on the back of these guys anymore. James now down to 11th, possibly even 12th. Oh no, Splinter's not close enough. Don't know if Radar has got damage. Doesn't look like it. And at the moment, if things continue the way they are, Slater will be today's race winner. See, Anton has just made the overtake. He's 3.4 seconds behind, same amount of penalties. However, I will give you a check in just a second. And here's James on his teammate. Cassix letting him through, really. The Devil Bear is past Colonel. I can now start focusing his attention on TJ. Yeah, we'll just have a look at the penalties at the moment. So Big Slater, only with 3 seconds. Anton has 6 seconds and possibly even some more soon. Slash has been very clean in the last few laps and only has 6 seconds. Have a Radar with 9. Yikes. That's a big yikes. Deadwood Bear really close, like fucking really close to TJ here. Colonel with a 3-second time penalty, as he's just been overtaken by James as well. We'll move back to the top 4, well, top 3 fight at the moment. With an awful camera angle, Colonel with another 3 seconds of time penalties. And he may be in the top 10 right now. I don't think he's going to keep that, you know. Just have this funny feeling. Oh, yep, Kasich is over. Oh, Colonel's in the wall. You know what? We're just not going to talk about it. If we don't talk about these problems, they'll just go away on us by themselves. Oh, Deadwood. Deadwood, surely not. Oh, there may have been contact there. And yeah, I think Deadwood just let him through. James, really going for that. Yeah, Deadwood, I think realised he made contact and went in a bit too hot. So given the position back, which is really fair sportsmanship there, as James moves around the outside. Deadwood trying to follow him. TJ almost turning in on the Irishman. Slash only 3 tenths now behind Anton. And Deadwood really going to go after TJ here. And ooh, it's a deep turn there from Deadwood as TJ gets past him as turns into it as well, so he could go fastest lap at this point. Slash 6 tenths behind, and it doesn't look like he's gaining. Oh no, it's 3, never mind, he is. I think the main battle now will be Deadwood versus TJ. Battle for 8th place. James probably wants to catch T-Funky by the time this race is over. Colonel, bloody hell, how many penalties do you need? Jesus. Oh, he's just been overtaken by Jordan there. We're going to keep our eye on Deadwood though. And Deadwood versus TJ looking to be probably the best battle of today's race. Obviously the Racing Point man versus the Toro Rosso. TJ after its 3rd place last time out. Deadwood after his 6th. Oh, Deadwood spun it. No contact was made, he just had a spin. That was a loss of traction from him, and that also took with him Kasich and Splinter. I have a feeling the battle's gone now. I just have a feeling. Deadwood pushing it a little bit too hard there. Not too much you can say about it. But now he's 7 seconds behind TJ. Slash very, very close now to Anton. Also possibly could make a move on him. Maybe on the start-finish straight. As you know, it's lap 25. Only a few more laps to go. Big Stater right across the line to start lap 26. Meaning we only cross the start-finish line 3 more times after this one. So obviously to start lap 27, start lap 28 and to end it. What the fuck was that in the last turn? Deadwood spun, and then because he spun, Kasich also spun, and then whatever his name was, Deadwood also, not Deadwood, Splinter also spun. Oh, as James sets the fastest lap there, and it's fucking hell. How much did he just gain on T-Funky? Like what? he's just gained a hell of a lot for his last lap. T-Funky has just set a 1:37.7. James has just set a 1:34.5. What? Sprinter into the pits as well. Don't think he could have taken those softs that long. Cassux will be in front of him. I think Bazooka Joe may be able to get a position here too. Obviously, Mercedes garage is the first garage out there. And yeah, Bazooka Joe is in front. As Jordan and Conal are going to fight for position, which is cool for Conal because, like, you know, not really got much else to do. Not like he's getting fastest lap or anything. That was a bit harsh, but I don't care, it's funny. Anyway. Here we go. Lap 27 has started, which means this lap and next lap. Slash has to make this move within these two laps. Oh, it's a dive in, and Anton's got it on. Oh, that is great. On the switchback, that is things you love to see. Oh, for fuck's sake, I've done it again. No, I don't want to keep saying that. I want to try and stop saying that. Hope I get some help. Redar's now 4.8 seconds behind. I mean, not 4.6 actually. So Redar's somehow gaining back on these two. And I have no fucking clue how. As James decided he's storming the castle as he's already on the back of T-Funky. What is this? It's not a siege, man. And if he ends up dive bombing on T-Funky, and considering this is America, oh, if only James was Japanese, will he kamikaze? Hey, been waiting to say that all stream. If only we had a Japanese racer. Ironically, we're having America first, and then we're having Japan, which is funny considering Pearl Harbor. And then Hiroshima. Anyone who's watching the stream and understands those references, I don't know why you're watching the stream, to be honest. Go look at Reddit or something. I don't think I should be laughing at those because a lot of people did die. Oh well. It's in the past now. Obviously, I am just joking. Don't actually take me seriously with that. It's just for jokes. I don't mean anything. You know, I just have to make that disclaimer quickly. Just because I know what some people are like. They're like, get him out of the league racing community. Anyway, Splinter, 9 tenths behind Bazooka Joe. Possibly going fastest lap here as well. Big Slater though. 5 seconds in front. If Anton's, I don't know if Anton just got his third penalty or second. That's one. That's his third. Ooh. Slash only has 2, meaning at the moment Slash will be behind Anton. Will be in. Sorry. Slash will be in front of Anton by the time we get to the start-finish line. But on his first race of season 4.5, Big Slater will be the man who takes the checkered flag at America. It's an Irishman on pole. For the win. Followed on track by Anton, but in reality, it's by Slash. Then Redar takes 4th. Buttons back. He's going to come home for 5th, I believe, as Conal's overtaken Jordan on the last little bit. Yeah, Button for 5th, James 6th. T-Funky actually gets hit 6th himself. And whilst people are fighting here, it's funny as hell. Conal's somehow retired on the last lap. Splinter and Bazooka Joe fighting for 11th. This is great. TJ coming home for 8th. Deadwood will take 9th. I think Kasich has got 10th. It depends on how many penalties he has or gets. Oh, as Bazooka Joe, I think lost that fight. Just have a feeling. Oh, Kasich is waiting on the line. So Kasich gives Splinter 10th position. What? What? I'm so confused. Bazooka Joe will take 12th though, with Jordan coming home in 13th. I am confusion at this point in time. I don't know what's going on there. If someone in the comments wants to explain to me, please do. But we're rolling with it. That's how I deal with life. Just fucking roll with it. Anyway, we'll see our podium then. But it's the Irishman, Big Slater on pole, who takes, sorry, first place. I keep saying pole, I don't mean it. Who takes the win. Obviously in second. Pretty sure he's not from the United Arab Emirates. Well, at least his lag isn't as bad as someone who would be from there, but it is Emne Slash. And in third, Anton Bennett. So well done to our top three today. And everyone got a penalty. That's disgusting, man. Disgusting. I think a massive well done to James for getting the fastest lap as well. And well done to everyone who finished the race. Anyway, we'll see you next week for Japan. Peace.